The Copenhagen Major is just over 3 weeks away, and there's a lot of things we're going to be breaking down, including the potential shop, stickers you should be looking at, stickers you should be avoiding, and much more. Now, talking about the Copenhagen Shop, there's a lot to break down. First up, you're going to have your option of 2 different passes. You have the pass with tokens or the regular pass. Now, honestly speaking, there's not too much of a difference here, but if you plan on picking up any souvenir packages at all, the pass with tokens is going to save you about $1 USD by going this route. After that, we're almost guaranteed to see the return of a multiple capsule format. Now, we don't know specifically what these capsules are going to be called, because if we want to look at this right here, we can see that the stage names have completely changed. Does that mean Valve is going to consistently stick with these 8 teams in one capsule? Probably, but we're not 100% sure. This is going to be definitely something you're going to have to check out when the time comes, but it is very possible we could see a change in this area, and this would also impact the autographs as well. We're also extremely likely to go ahead and see the resurgence of the Champions capsule just because it's so easy for Valve to make. They just put Champion on it. The other thing is there is a possibility of some brand new content, maybe the return of patches or something else. Remember, it's the first CS2 Major, and there's a lot of possibilities here. Skin Swap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free bonus for signing up with the first link in the description. They're the premier place for CSGO and Rust skins with a massive trading site and a top-of-the-line marketplace, offering you the most competitive rates out there and a massive 40% bonus when you're using that link in the description. Combine that with their top-of-the-line selling feature with many payout options and their trading feature legitimately taking you just about a minute, and there's no reason not to sign up with that first link in the description. Now, when the Copenhagen Major releases and we see all this brand new content, you're going to be feeling very inclined to go ahead and open up some of these capsules, and I'll be completely honest, if you want to go for it, you can definitely do so. Just remember, you're throwing away a significant amount of your money. We never see ROIs above 70% for these capsules, especially at opening night, unless we see absolutely insane prices for some of these specific stickers. It's just not going to happen. If you're looking to make money upon these, you're going to be wanting to wait until that sale hits, and that night of the sale, you're actually going to be potentially looking at 150 to 200% ROI for a short time period, and that's exactly when you're going to want to be opening up these capsules. If you really want to open up some capsules, that's the time to do it. Now, talking about our potential impacts for Paris, it is such a wide range of what could possibly happen here, and it definitely comes down to one person, and that's going to be Valve. If Valve releases it with a borderless or bordered sticker, there's such a wide implication that could happen. If we're talking about them releasing a bordered sticker, I could honestly see a very significant pump in the future for Paris, not only because people are going to be FOMO buying Paris, but also because now Paris is going to be keeping its market demand. It's going to have a large share of where it's currently at, and it's going to remain with that share, which is very good for investors. However, if we see a borderless sticker, it's going to be an absolutely terrible day for Paris. We're probably going to see exactly what we saw with Antwerp, where we're seeing capsules potentially 15, 16, 17 cents. It's definitely a possibility there because we know how much supply there is for Paris right now, and we also know that the demand for Paris right now is very concentrated on the fact that it doesn't really have any direct competitors at its current price point. When you combine that with the fact that a lot of people were hoping to make some quick profit before Copenhagen came out and sell off their capsules, I think we're in a very precarious situation right now, which we don't exactly know what's going to happen. Now, talking about borderless stickers, and specifically if we're going to see them with Copenhagen, it's a really hard discussion. Specifically, if we want to look in the past, borderless stickers that don't have any alternatives have turned out to be one of the most profitable investments there is inside of a major. We can look at Antwerp, we can look at Stockholm. A lot of the stickers that have outperformed their specific capsule growth have happened to be these stickers that don't have any borderless alternatives, and they have a lot of demand concentrated on that specific sticker. However, the biggest problem comes from Valve themselves. That's the fact that if we want to look at Paris, it generated roughly $250 million, considering Valve's taking a 50% cut, which is absolutely insane. Now, compare that to Rio, which generated such a significant amount less. It's hard for us to even calculate the amount of capsules that could be in circulation. It's such a low amount because obviously there was just such little demand for stickers that look like this and this and this. There's not many good options here for Rio, and therefore we run into the problem of Valve is obviously going to prefer the thing that makes them a significant amount more than the one that doesn't, and therefore we run into this problem where we're continuously on the hunt for potential borderless stickers. Now, we talk about Stockholm and Antwerp capsules being relatively safe. We know exactly what they're going to do, and long term they should be on a very significant successful track, but the truth is right now they're in a little bit of a precarious situation. That's because of investor fear. Specifically, if we see another borderless iteration, a lot of people are potentially thinking about selling out of their Stockholm and Antwerp positions. This creates a very significant problem of the fact that even though they would not be a direct competitor because of the different price points that the Antwerp and Stockholm capsules are at compared to Paris and Copenhagen, it would still be a huge problem because we're losing a lot of investor confidence in that area, which is crucial for the development of those capsules. As long as there's investor demand in those areas, things should be successful because people are going to continue to utilize those stickers and unbox those capsules. But if we see investors start to back out because they're nervous, that's exactly what could happen when we saw previously, and that's exactly what we'd want to avoid once again. Now, talking about our important results, we have the teams that have already qualified for Copenhagen, and there's a lot of them that would be destructive if they go ahead and release a borderless sticker here. The first one is obviously we have Eternal Fire and Virtus Pro from Europe RMRA. They've already qualified. They've only got one borderless sticker out there right now, and it would be very detrimental if we see another. However, Europe RMRB is significantly worse. That's because we've got Cloud9, we've got Apex, and we've got a couple other teams that are on the horizon. Gamer Legion could go ahead and qualify here. They could qualify in the second chance qualifier. Same with Fnatic. They're also in that position. There's a lot of teams right now that only have one borderless sticker that could be destructive if we see another one here for Copenhagen, which is obviously not good for investors for Paris, for Copenhagen, or for Antwerp or Stockholm. This is where the biggest impact from Copenhagen is actually going to come. I don't think it's specifically going to come from Copenhagen. It's going to be the impact that it has on those previous stickers, those previous capsules, those things that are we theoretically thinking about as developed investments, but this could actually have a significant impact on it. Take Cloud9, for example. Right now, the Antwerp Legends capsule is the most expensive Antwerp capsule because it has the Cloud9 holo. It's got a lot of expensive stickers and desirable stickers, but Cloud9 is definitely the top tier. Compare that to some of the other capsules, and you can see exactly why we're seeing a price discrepancy between those and the Legends here. But the truth is, if we see another borderless sticker come for Copenhagen in the Cloud9, we could definitely see a significant drop for that capsule and many other capsules around it. Talking about these stickers in general that only have one borderless option that might get another one from Copenhagen, I would honestly say make sure you're staying on top of these things. If we want to look at the Imperial Holo from Antwerp, we can see it's extremely expensive, and that's the biggest thing. You want to make sure your sticker is extremely expensive because that means it has the potential to drop down a lot. Obviously, we don't think of it that way, but it's definitely possible, and we're talking about the Imperial Holo here. I could definitely see it dropping down a bit if we see an exact replica come from Copenhagen here, which is not what we want, but it's definitely a possibility in the current moment. Now, completely honest question, should you be selling before we actually see the Copenhagen Major even release? And there's a yes and there's a no. Honestly, I would not be selling off any of your normal investments. I don't think they're going to be negatively impacted by this. In fact, they could be positively impacted by this in my personal opinion. A lot of cases, a lot of skins, a lot of developed investments that are not related to stickers, obviously, as we've been mentioning in this video, are probably not going to be in a bad position. I honestly don't think anything negative can really even happen to them other than like the game losing a little bit of its demand right now. I think you're in a decent position there. I would sell off potentially some of your sticker investments if you're very concerned, and that makes up a significant amount of your portfolio. If you've got 90% of your money invested into Paris and you're really scared about it, might not be a bad idea to liquidate off some of that if you can get an even price point or even a slight bit loss if it's that much of an issue for you. Now, should you be buying right now is honestly not a yes or no question. It's really dependent on your current state of the market. Honestly speaking, we're seeing a lot of low prices, specifically for cases and other very valuable investments. At least that's how I see it. But the truth is, you should definitely be keeping your options open. I wouldn't say invest all of your money right now into the current market because what happens when Copenhagen comes out? You want to have the possibility to make investments there even if you don't think you're going to. Therefore, I would say have a certain percentage of your money open. It's one of my favorite things to do is just have the options to not have to force sell off some of my items if I want to go ahead and pick something up in the current market. I usually like to keep about 3 to 5% of my money on tap just because that's how I personally like to do it, and I've got a larger portfolio, but it's definitely whatever you want to do in the current moment as long as you feel comfortable with it. Remember to always make sure you're making your investment decisions based off the data and what specifically you want to invest into, because I'm not doing it for you. But that's all I got with you guys. So much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.